Hello my wolf pack and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Competitive Guide video. So today we're covering Zygarde Complete Form. Now this is an Ubersmon. It is a pretty huge one. It's got base 216 HP, base 100 attack, base 121 defense, base 91 special attack, and base 95 special defense, and base 85 speed. The only thing laying it down really is its speed, but it has amazing HP and pretty good defenses, allowing it to be able to take a couple of hits. Now, the one issue that does bring Zygarde Complete down is the fact that you do need to be less than 50% health for your Zygarde to turn into Zygarde Complete, which is fairly annoying. But for the power construct ability, you have to have a Zygarde 10 or 15% with power construct, and when it goes down to less than 50 HP, it will turn to Zygarde Complete. And I want to do 3 sets for Zygarde Complete specifically, with the idea of getting down to that less than that 50% health. Obviously, I would recommend probably starting off with Zygarde 50%, as that is slightly better of the two, but you could definitely go for like a Focus Sash, Zygarde 10% potentially. That would be a possible option for you to go for, but I would say normally you want to go for Zygarde 50% to definitely live some hits and be able to be as close to 50% as possible. Okay, so Zygarde Complete. We have got 3 sets today. Before we get started, if you scroll down, click the like button, also subscribe if you haven't done so already. It would really help me out and I'd really appreciate it. So, first set I've got is a Life Orb Dragon Dance set. Now this works in combination of, one, you're probably going to take damage from the attack when you're doing Dragon Dance, but also the Life Orb will dwindle down your health quite nicely, hopefully to that 50%, which will allow you to get to the Power Construct form and have a much more powerful Mon. And the Dragon Dance obviously giving you a +1 in your attack and your speed, which means that you should outspeed a few more Pokemon, quite a few Pokemon, and also have a really high attack power as well. Move-wise, I've gone for Breaking Swipe, which is a powerful Dragon-type attack, boosted by Stab, which hits obviously quite hard. The issue is that it's base 60 power. You don't have access to anything like Dragon Claw, which is annoying, but that base 60 power means you can still do a base 90 after your Stab, which is relatively okay. It will hit quite hard because Zygarde does have base 100 in its attack. You've got Brick Break, which is a powerful fighting type attack. It can break things like Aurora Veil or Reflects or Light Screens, which is pretty good, and also just hits things like Ice types, which you are really weak to. You then have Earthquake, which is a powerful ground-type attack and is boosted by Stab. It hits really hard on a lot of different Pokemon, which can be really helpful for you in a lot of different scenarios. But you could also go for 1,000 Arrows or 1,000 Waves if you want to. 1,000 Arrows causes the opposing Pokemon to get caught in, so you can then set up more Dragon Dancers, or you could go for 1,000 Waves, which I'm just double-checking that I've got those the right way around. No, 1,000 Waves stops them from switching. 1,000 Arrows is grounding your opponent, so Flying-type Pokemon don't really become as much of a concern anymore. EVs, there are a couple of ways to run this. I would strongly recommend going for the max attack, max speed route with possibly an Adamant Nature, some more attack, less special attack. Or you could definitely go for a Jolly Nature here, so more speed, especially when you go down to your Power Construct form. Obviously, you're a lot slower, so going for that Jolly Nature could definitely give you just that little bit of edge to potentially be slightly faster than potentially some other Pokemon that have got a really high natural speed. Moving on to the second Zygarde, I have gone for a Hyper Voice Throat Spray set. I love Hyper Voice Throat Spray. I think it's an amazing combination. It allows you to get +1 in your special attack, which when you've got base 91 special attack, it does make it look pretty nice. Obviously, with your attack being higher normally, people wouldn't necessarily predict you going for a Hyper Voice Throat Spray set, but you have got a really strong attack in here of Core Enforcer, and Core Enforcer allows for you to nullify the opponent's ability if you're slower than them. And with Zygarde Complete, because it's the slowest of the 3 Zygardes, this works really nicely. Using that Core Enforcer, base 100 power, boosted by Stab, and nullifies the opponent's ability if you go second, especially in Ubers when you're slower. That can be really handy. And especially when there's a lot of abilities that it does definitely help nullifying them. For example, things like Drought and Drizzle with Kyogre and Groudon maybe, or even things like Fairy Break and I don't know what the other one is. I don't know what Fairy Aura and Dark Aura, that's it. But yeah, those are obviously options you've got there. Earth Power, powerful ground type attack, boosted by stab. You could also go for Scorching Sands if you want to burn something. That is definitely a possibility to run with this, but it's just whether you want to go for power or whether you want to go for the ability to burn. Then you've got Pain Split. Now, Pain Split could work really nicely with you in getting down to your 50% HP to be able to set up the power construct, because if you've got a low HP Pokemon on the opposing side of the field, using that Pain Split is actually going to work in your favour to get you down much lower. But it can also help you get back to a higher HP. You just need to be very careful because it could take you back to Zygarde 50%, which Zygarde 50%, if you're running that, it's not too much of a problem. You could definitely use this to your advantage if you was running like Zydog, for example, to work out on a faster one versus a more bulky one, and that could potentially work in your favour, doing that in several different ways with the Pain Splits. So it would take some planning and some thought, but it's definitely something that you can consider doing. EV's gone for max HP, max special attack with a modest nature, so more special attack, less attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. Now, moving on to the third Zygarde complete, I've gone for more of a supportive Zygarde. You could always go for like a Dynamax set with Iron Tail, Earthquake, Superpower, and then a coverage move or Pain Split. You could always do that as an option if you wanted to, but I want to go for a kind of coverage set. So you've got leftovers on here, allowing you to heal yourself up. Now, if you have got transferability, you can always go for Toxic with the 1,000 Arrows. I want to see that's the right one. Toxic with the 1,000 Waves. You could go like Toxic, 1,000 Waves, Rest, Sleep Talk possibility, or you could go Toxic, 1,000 Waves. Trying to think what else there is. I don't know if you get access to Wrap. You could potentially do that if you get access to Wrap. But yeah, there's just some weird sets you could definitely run. But 1,000 Arrows, obviously, that will hit anything for at least some kind of damage. I think the only Pokemon it doesn't hit for at least neutral damage is Grass types, off the top of my head. Possibly Bug types as well, but I think it's just Grass types. You've got Rest to allow yourself to heal yourself up, which would be very helpful. As I said, if you've got the ability to transfer, Toxic could be quite a nice on this, but definitely Haze as an option to get rid of any setups from the opposing team. And then you've got Dragon Tail to allow you to force switches to different Pokemon, especially if you've got a very heavy hazard setter team. So, for example, Stealth Rocks, Spikes, Toxic Spikes. If you can Dragon Tail them out into something else, that's going to cause a lot of problems for that team, potentially. EV-wise for this one, I'd recommend going max HP, max defense with a Impish Nature, so more defense, less special attack, and 4 EVs in attack. As this one is, it's a bit more quirky. You give it a try, but as I said, it's a bit weird, it's a bit quirky, but it might be something that you want to give a go at some point. I will say as well, if you want to try and get down to the power construct and try and get like dead on your 50%, you could go for substitute on there and allow for yourself to do subs, possibly even rests on it as well, to allow you to kind of work around the power construct and not being in power construct. It's definitely something that you could have a go at. But anyways, that is all for today, so I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out of here, so have a good one, and I'll see you soon.